or even a day old, and he's been getting some backlash regarding that video, especially from Twitter. I saw the video, and I mean, I've seen it. And yeah, the video basically, talks about materialism, his riches, his, achievements, especially cash wise. But, in the video, Ashaka is shown putting a priest's attire, and like he is in the ritual proceeding of a communion, just like how, the Roman Catholic guys do it. So after releasing the video, and in fact, even in the video, some of his dancers were looking like saints with halos on their head and lavishing lifestyle. Basically, what I noticed in the video is whoever directed the video was trying to appropriate some portion of Christian elements, Christian rituals into the music video. And I think TJ Omori directed the music video. So the question now is, what is Ashake's offense? Firstly, some people have a problem with the borrowing of from religion. It's very important that artists, while trying to be creative, are also very sensitive. Yes, some of the arguments are that if it was Islam, would he have taken or borrowed? Islam seems to be a very conservative religion when it comes to some of their sacred elements. So a lot of people have a problem with Ashake's creativity in that regard. Not just being creative, but creative in the fact that religion is something humans hold very, very delicate. And, it also calls to question, at what point do you start creativity, and at what point should you stop being creative? Should there be boundaries to reach? Should there be, say, a limit? Should you consult? This is also why I believe that artists should have consultants. They should have strategists. You cannot just borrow some people. There's some kind of cultures you can't use or borrow from as a, how will I put it, as a creative person. Islam is a very conservative religion, and you want to be very careful. I remember the other time Davido's signee, Logos Olori, released the music video the other day, and he was clad in wearing some Islamic attire and in a mosque and chanting some words in Arabic. And a lot of Nigerian Muslims on Twitter asked him to take down the video. You get me? And that was how we didn't even see that music video again. So in Ashake's case, I understand his music video director, TJ Omori, is a very creative guy. Yes, TJ Omori can be very creative. And if you follow the way TJ Omori directs his videos, he tends to some extent to be very appropriative, He is inspired by a whole lot of things. These things can be creativity, taking from one culture, creativity can, be you taking elements from different places. But the dangerous part is the creative license or the creative freedom of an artist, of a creative person in today's society or in any society has to be very, very careful, so you don't hurt the sensibilities of a certain people. You see, Christianity is a religion that has founded itself on the principles of liberalism. Christianity is not as conservative as Islam. Yes, there's a very huge difference. I think there was a time Nicki Minaj went to an award show or some event wearing the Pope's regalia. Or was it a Pope's regalia? No, she walked with a Pope, a guy dressed in a Pope attire. And a lot of people were attacking her for making that kind of, fashion decision. So if you would, as an artist, try to be creative, you may want to draw the boundaries and the lines on some areas. Do you get the point? So I'm asking now for guys watching, at what point do we now say, oh, I'm very creative, but I want to stop here? Religion, people's culture, people's identity, people's race, people's ethnicity. These are places you probably want to draw the line. Like I said earlier, Christianity might have been very liberal. Christianity is a religion that even its God, the God in Christianity fights for himself. He doesn't want anybody to defend him in Christianity. Do you get the point, guys? So if, for example, that ideal of having a God who fights for himself, nobody should defend him, that ideal also encourages a whole lot of artists, a whole lot of people to, do whatever they want to do with that religion. Yes, I mean, nobody wants to try that with Islam because it's very clear, there is evidence everywhere that you don't come on somebody's religion like that when it comes to the Islamic discipline or the Islamic faith. Now, I want to ask a question. I came up with a few things. The reason why the Christian religion seems to be widespread, or in terms of revision, in terms of acceptance, in terms of modernity, is because the Christian religion was founded on the principles of, see, just come as you are. This God does not judge you. This God has grace. This God brings unlimited favor. This God brings a whole lot of mercy. So if you take that, you will notice that a whole lot of even rappers, most of them started from the church. A whole lot of singers, most of them started from the church. Many of them didn't even try to hide that. And a whole lot of them put God in their lyrics, music videos of creative people. Anybody who grew up from the church and tries to, explore creativity in mainstream or secular means, you will see the element of church. That's why I think, was it Tasha Cobbs, an American gospel musician, featured Nicki Minaj. And a whole lot of people were attacking her. Like, no, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. The truth is, Christians must remember one thing. Your religion, I'm not saying this, I'm not excusing Asake's decision or TJ Omoro's decision, whoever was the creative director of the video. I believe that people should become more and more creatively aware of today's world. People want their cultures, people want their ideals, people want their races to be protected, their identity. You cannot, your fans are Christians. Some of them might find it offensive. Although the Christians are not the kind of people who tend to be very, very confrontational about their kind of faith. If you hurt a Christian in terms of religion, they leave it to their God. Do you get the point? But it doesn't still mean that one should. I saw the video. I saw the Asake's video. It's called, the title of the video is Only Me. You can watch it later. And in the video, if you notice, there's a halo on the dancer's head. They are saints. There is Asake as the priests. There is money glowing out of their hands. And they're all dancing and making merry. So you will ask yourself, when it comes to religion, you have to be very careful, because religion is like a volatile thing. It can be cool and it can just burst into flame at any time. I saw a whole lot of comments on Twitter. Lots of people are saying things like, well, Asake should have stopped in his video, the bandana video, where, what's his name? Fireboy featured Asake in the video. For example, I was hearing things like he in the video, when he was like saying, they never see me coming, that video, they said he allowed goats into the church. Of course, if you're a Christian, you will know very well that the scriptures have a very strong detest for this taste for goats. I mean goats in terms of allegoric. The symbol of a goat means somebody who is stubborn, somebody who is unrepentant. So if you are bringing that into the church, in Jesus's parable, if you guys read the Bible, in Jesus's parable of the goat and the sheep, the Christian God prefers the sheep because the sheep is tender, meek, and repentant, and easy to lead, unlike the goat. But these are parables. So a whole lot of people had issues with the fact that TJ Omoro, who directed the video of Bandana, who is, I also think, the creative director of this new video we're talking about now, has the tendency to, I even think it was also the one who directed Gwagwalada, right? The video with Benson, Keys Daniel, and Shea Vibe. And if you notice in that video, sisters, reverend sisters, what do they call them? Nuns, were dressed in their regalia and were holding, is it, you know, smoke and things like that, basically. So I think, I don't know if it is just to spark controversy. I mean, T.J. Murray's kind of video direction. I think there was also a time in what is it, Badman Shut Up, Black Bones, where the guys were wearing bridal gowns on bike. You know, give it to TJ Murray. Some of his videos tend to spark controversy. And of course, as I was speaking, I'm sure this Asake's video we're talking about is probably 800,000 views. I think while I was watching it was a whole lot of hundreds of thousands of views. Sometimes controversy generates conversation, and these artists need them, but that should also not excuse the fact that religion should really not be a no-go area. But Christians should also be careful, because if you remember, your scriptures do not allow you to defend your God. I doubt. I doubt if there's a scripture that allows Christians defend or come to their God's rescue. So I would be saying, just for the sake of creative awareness, artists, creative people, because you have to be very careful. Do not try to encroach on people's faith, people's beliefs, people's identity while you're creating. These days, even gender, you have to be very careful what you say, because you don't know the kind of audience that would accept your creativity in the future. People can dig up your old tweets and want to cancel you for no single reason. So I think that is one thing. So my question now is for Christians. I doubt that these kind of creative expressions will stop. They won't stop, because Christianity, to me, is still the most liberal religion. That is why you're having Pentecostal churches, gospel churches, Bible churches, different versions of the Christian faith. So the chances that people would not, I don't want to say abuse, but people would not overborrow from the Christian faith for their creative expressions, I think that's going to be very low. I see people will keep using the Christian. Tomorrow, you might see people dressing like Christ himself. You've seen a lot of people trying to walk on water and things like that. So all we can just do is to avoid offending people. If there is, of course, I know that it's not easy to want to try and avoid to offend people, but in the least ways, just be sure that you are creatively responsible. Let what's it called? Artists and their creative managers, let them consult. Let them be more culturally aware. I think actually the reason why some of these artists really come towards the Christian religion in terms of their creative appropriation, and it's because they know that Christians would not do anything. And I really think actually that you don't have to attack anybody for what they think or for how they use your faith. But yes, I still think you need to call some people to order if you feel they're disrespecting your faith. Because, I mean, there are people who have told Skepta, for example, released an album or a single cover, and people told him to bring down that cover because it reminded them about something. I don't want to use the word. I don't know if YouTube permits me to use the word. But it reminded them about something that caused a whole lot of mass buying in Nazi Germany. You get my point? So I don't want to use the word, but you guys probably get what I'm saying. So they told Skepta to bring down the picture or whatever. This guy, this comedian, Kevin Hart, has cancelled or has withdrawn or resigned his appointment as an Oscar host because of his words. I am not saying that some of these, this is a cancel culture moment, this is a cancel culture era, it's a cancel culture environment. So you have to be very careful. I know that for sure, Christians barely cancel anybody. Christians do not really do that. So yeah, artists may still want to freestyle. Guys, let me know what you think. Do you think that creative appropriation or creative borrowing or creative inspiration should have boundaries? Because trust me, people will say the imaginations are like wings, they're like birds. They should keep flying and flying and flying. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Cheers. Thank you very much. And of course, do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. I want to keep having conversations like this with you guys. See you soon. Thank you.